Hola amigos y amigas, you are now with Jocelyn y como siempre, I am so grateful you are here. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. You already know all the goodness we're about to get into in this video. And if you are new here, welcome as well. If you enjoy lifestyle, spirituality, self-development, journaling, and all of that good stuff, then make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my weekly videos and you join in on this beautiful, growing community. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you and guiding you through 8 journaling prompts directly inspired by the energetic themes surrounding our upcoming Libra New Moon taking place on September 25th, 2022, which is 3 days after the Fall Equinox. So definitely going to be feeling that transition of seasons, and if you are looking to gain a deeper understanding and higher conscious awareness of just the overall energy of this week, of this moon, then definitely recommend checking out my energy reading that is published here on my channel. So go ahead and check that out if you want just an all-encompassing understanding of this Libra new moon and what's going on. And also would just like to very briefly mention that I am offering a course for fall 22 as well as winter 2023, spring 2023, and summer 2023, where we are going to be exploring the medicines and working with the medicines of each season and really realigning ourselves to the ways of Mother Nature. So if you're interested in that, then definitely check that link out in the description below. But I'm really excited for us to be journaling under this Libra new moon because I know you feel it. I know you feel the shifts in your life taking place. I know you feel the call to surrender even more deeply. So many of you, so many of us have already been in the practice of surrender on our spiritual journey over the past couple of years. And I feel like that call to surrender is deepening even more and activating our heart even more and really calling on us to open it up and bring in greater harmony through truth. Right? Embracing and embodying the truth, which is why so much has been coming up for us as to what aligns and what doesn't align in our lives, what resonates and what doesn't resonate. So all of that may be really coming up for you, especially again, as we transition into the season of fall. And fall partly representing the medicines and the themes of releasing and letting go and shedding and creating space. So without further ado, so excited to share these prompts with you. And if you resonate with any of them in particular, would love to know which one in the comment section below. Let's get into these 8 journaling prompts. What thought patterns and beliefs no longer feel true to me? This feels like a great place for us to start under this Libra new moon in our journaling session. Because again, you may have found yourself really reflecting on what just no longer feels true to you and feeling like you're gaining greater and greater clarity on what just doesn't resonate anymore, specifically when it comes to your thoughts, the kinds of thoughts that you've been repeatedly subscribing to in your mind, and you may have found yourself becoming more consciously aware of the kinds of thoughts you've been thinking cyclically and repeatedly, and realizing that there's just certain thoughts that just don't resonate. They just don't feel true to you, and you feel called to do the work of reprogramming and rewiring and reconditioning those thoughts that are embedded in your subconscious. So there's a lot of subconscious work at play during this time. So if you've been on that wave, know that you're not alone, you're in alignment. And I encourage you to keep going at it and reminding yourself that it is a practice, okay? It is a practice. And to really acknowledge every step forward as an accomplishment, as a success, okay? But also not just our thought patterns, but our beliefs, which also are embedded in our subconscious, and realizing, that a lot of the beliefs that we've been carrying and that have been shaping the stories and the narratives that we've been telling ourselves our whole lives are beliefs that have been handed over to us and that we ourselves didn't actively choose to say yes to, right? We were perhaps children and we trusted the information that was gifted to us. So a lot of self-compassion is encouraged as we're doing this subconscious work. But I really just wanted to start with this very powerful, reflective, deep prompt. It really can go as deep as you feel called to go with this prompt. But what thought patterns and beliefs just no longer feel true to you? What truths feel liberating to me at this time? So this is a great follow-up prompt to the last prompt. In the first prompt, we were reflecting on truths that honestly feel stagnating, that feel like they're holding us back because they are no longer rooted in what we feel to be true for ourselves, for our lives, and for our newfound beliefs that we're developing through our healing and through our ascension and our growth and our awakening. In this prompt, we are holding space to reflect on and acknowledge the truths that feel liberating to us at this time. What are the truths that feel like they free you from imprisonment? Truths that feel like they free you from illusion. Truths that feel like they free you from being weighed down, from being held back, from stagnation, right? Again, another theme that we may be feeling at this time, or another desire more so, is the desire to really tap into our highest potential, like this increasingly strong desire to reach our higher potential and really get to experience our higher potentials. So what are the truths that feel liberating to you at this time that you feel will open the pathways, open the doors to you continuing to ascend to your higher potentials? And know that some truths that feel liberating to you may also feel uncomfortable, right? Growing pains is a real thing, and there is a lot of growth in our discomfort. So may we honor the discomfort of acknowledging certain truths that we know and feel are liberating to us, and may we honor those truths by writing them down with this prompt. In what ways are my relationship skills being refined and improved? The theme of relationships has been a huge theme for all of us over the past year, over the past couple of years. And One thing that I always encourage when it comes to working with the theme of relationships is expanding our perception on relationships. Often when we think of relationships, we only think about our relationship with other people. But there's also our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with spirit, our relationship with the Most High, our relationship with our passions, our relationship with our career, with our heart, with our mind, with our inner child, with our money, all these different relationship dynamics that are beyond our relationships with other people. So whenever you're doing relationship work, I encourage you to keep this in mind. And that said, I encourage you to keep this in mind with this prompt. And again, you may have found the theme of relationships coming to the surface for you at this time, and specifically noting that your relationship skills are being refined and improved. And what I mean by that is your relationship skills being healed, your relationship skills being upgraded to match the higher frequencies, the higher vibrations of which you are elevating to, right? So your approach to relationships, your response to the relationships in your life, you may have noted, have been getting fine-tuned, been getting improved in some way, shape, or form. And I really am always encouraging you and us to take these moments to acknowledge these details of our lives, such as our relationship skills, to take note of how they are evolving as we are evolving. So I really love this prompt because I feel like it's very detail oriented. It's very specific. And I love getting specific with certain prompts that really gets us to focus on certain specific aspects of our lives that are very, very important and impactful and influential on how we show up in life, how we experience life, how we respond to life. So all that said, my friends, in what ways are your relationship skills being refined and improved? How would I personally define heart intelligence? I was having a conversation with a friend the other day as we were going on a hike, and I was telling him that I realized that all of our healing is heart healing. When you really think about it, like all the healing that we do is heart healing. And I've sensed that a lot of the healing and awakening that the collective has been called to do, to invest in, to focus on, has been the healing of our heart, the awakening of our heart, the opening of our heart, the activation of our heart. I really truly feel that at the root of all that we are experiencing as individuals, as a collective during this quote unquote great awakening, which, can also be described as, the expansion of our conscious awareness in many different ways, in our own unique ways that ultimately are contributing to the collective consciousness and state of being. I really feel that the root of it all, or at least part of the root of it, is our hearts being activated, our hearts being opened, our hearts being healed. And under this Libra New Moon, you may find yourself inspired or encouraged or called to work with your heart. Listen to your heart. You may have already felt this for a while now. And also in general, for those of you who have been watching my prompts for my journaling prompt videos for a minute, you know that I love incorporating prompts that have to do with us connecting with our heart in some way, shape, or form, because it is so important that we are mindful of our relationship with our heart. So all of that said, how would you personally define heart intelligence? And I encourage you to not Google what heart intelligence is, okay? Don't get all scientific with it. That's why I intentionally wrote personally. How would you personally define heart intelligence? You could also define, how would you mentally define heart intelligence? How would you physically define heart intelligence? How would you spiritually define heart intelligence? Again, I encourage you not to go to the Googles. Just even if you feel like you're not really aware or really comprehend what heart intelligence is, like, just take a moment to explore that idea of heart intelligence, right? What does that look like? What does that feel like to you? I don't want to give you too much guidance on this because, again, I really want you to come up with your own definition, but I feel like this is a very fun prompt to get us to connect with our heart in a unique way. And again, this is an intentional prompt because I do feel like heart intelligence is a highlighted theme, specifically at this time. What kind of people am I making room for at my table? What kind of people am I making room for at my table? Because I already know that you, my friend, have been building your own table, and this table is sacred, okay? This table is on another level, and you're not just going to be inviting just anybody at this table of yours that you have been so diligently, so devotedly taking your time to build for yourself. So, who are you making room for at your table? Okay. And I'm intentionally offering this prompt to you after the last two prompts. So if you journaled one or both of the last two prompts that I just shared with you, I encourage you to look back at what you wrote for both of them as you journal this prompt, because we touched on relationships and we also touched on heart intelligence. And I feel like you getting in that space of connecting and tuning into your heart also gifts you the clarity on the kind of people that you want to be surrounded by, right? So all that to say, what kind of people are you making room for at your table? And have fun with this prompt. Like, really, if anything, you can also have this prompt be a meditative prompt where you take a moment to really just meditate on this and visualize your table, how it's beautifully decorated, all those details that make this prompt fun and specific and really get you to feel into it, and start imagining the kind of people that you're surrounded by, and getting even deeper with it, right? If you feel called to, why are those people there? Why did you make room for them at your table? And getting specific on the kind of people that they are and how they make you feel and what types of conversations you have at the table and the kinds of meals you share at the table and the kind of memories you make at the table, the energetic exchanges you have at the table. So have fun with it, get specific with it, get detailed with it, because with all prompts and really with everything in life, the more detailed that you are, the more that you can actually really envision it and really feel it. When I envision my higher potentials, what do I feel and why? When I envision my higher potentials, what do I feel and why? And I am using the word feel intentionally because, as I mentioned in the last prompt, when we get specific and detailed about something, then we can really clearly envision it and we can feel more into it. The more details that we have about something or someone, the more that we can actually feel into that something or someone. And this is incredibly important because feeling influences and impacts our whole energetic vibrational state of being. So you can, think about your higher potentials all you want, but if you're not actually feeling your higher potentials, then it's not as powerful as it can be for you. So if you want to empower something, you've got to allow yourself to really feel into it. So all of that said, when you envision your higher potentials, what do you feel and why? And the reason why I also included and why is because I am encouraging you to again expand on the details. If when you envision your higher potentials makes you feel empowered, why does it make you feel empowered? And allow those details to just pour out of you and onto the page. And I also feel like this prompt is a really beautiful prompt to take a moment to meditate on. And the reason, again, why I'm sharing this prompt is because, as I shared earlier, you may have found yourself feeling increasingly inspired and motivated to tap into and reach and experience your higher potentials, like really realizing that there are higher potentials available to you, that this isn't it. This isn't where you stop. This is not your ceiling. There are higher potentials for you to reach, and you may have really been feeling into that. So this prompt is giving you that space to feel into that even more deeply because you deserve it. You deserve it. As I am mindful of rewriting the narrative, who would I say I am? As I am mindful of rewriting the narrative, who would I say I am? And gentle reminder that I am is an incredibly powerful couple of words. And I encourage you to be mindful of what you say after you say, I am. Be very mindful of this. And you may have found yourself already being and feeling called to be more mindful of the words that you use, the words that you speak, the words that you write. Just like you may have found yourself feeling called to be more mindful of the thoughts that you think, right? I really feel that at this time, many are experiencing an expanded conscious awareness of the knowing of just how powerful our thoughts are, our words are, our voice is, our emotions are, right? And again, because all of this is in relation to our subconscious, and our subconscious is what primarily reflects and influences and drives our state of being and how we're showing up on a day-to-day basis, how we're responding to life on a day-to-day basis. So also, gentle reminder that the order of which I'm sharing these prompts with you is intentional. If you journaled any of the previous prompts before this one, I encourage you to look back at what you wrote to assist you in expanding on this prompt. As I am mindful of rewriting the narrative, who would I say I am? And by rewriting the narrative, what I mean by that is, what are the stories that you have been telling yourself, about others, about life, right? Rewriting those stories, rewriting those narratives. Again, feeling very encouraged and inspired and motivated and called to break the ceilings that you may have noted you have been stagnated under, living under, comfortable under, and wanting to call in that discomfort of breaking through that ceiling so that you can actually experience your higher potentials. And partly what that looks like is rewriting the narrative of the narratives that you've been telling yourself. So as you are mindful of rewriting the narrative, rewriting your narrative, who would you say you are? Who would you say I am? And I encourage you to use the words I am as often as possible as you're journaling this prompt. I am XYZ, I am XYZ, I am XYZ, and being as detailed as possible. And again, being incredibly mindful of the words that you use after you say I am. When I think of devoting myself to creating peace, what does that look like? What does it look like when you think of devoting yourself to creating peace, to cultivating peace, to prioritizing peace, to culminating peace? What does that look like? When you think of devoting yourself, and devotion is one of my favorite words. I love using the word devotion because it feels like a more spiritual version of like dedication and commitment. Both dedication and commitment are really beautiful words too, but devotion just has a ring to it, has a sweetness to it, has a light to it. And the thought of devoting ourselves to creating peace is a really beautiful thought. Again, this is a beautiful prompt to meditate with, to turn into a meditative prompt, and really taking that moment with yourself to sit with that, to sit with the thought of you devoting yourself to creating peace and thinking about what that looks like. I feel like the themes of peace and calm, of inner peace, of really realizing the sanctuary that exists within us, that resides within us, that is everlasting and is always present, always available and accessible to us. It's just a matter of doing the exploration, right? Doing the purification, doing the discoveries, and the devotion of doing the discovering. So I love ending these prompts with this prompt and taking a moment to write and journal what it would look like when we devote ourselves to creating peace. Both peace for ourselves, peace for others, for our human family, for all living beings in all places, for the world, for the universe, for the cosmos. What does it look like when you devote yourself to creating peace? And that, my friends, are our 8 journaling prompts for our upcoming Libra New Moon taking place on September 25th, 2022. Again, 3 days after the Fall Equinox. And again, if you would be interested in registering for the virtual course that I'm offering for Fall 2022 and every season thereafter, and really realigning with the ways of Mother Nature and realigning with your true self, really is what it is, with your true nature. It's going to be such a beautiful journey, transformative journey. And I really, really look forward to guiding all of you who register for this course. So if you're interested in Fall 2022, then make sure that you look into that ASAP. Again, link in the description below. But if you resonated with any of the prompts that I shared in this video, I would love to know which one you resonated with. I spoke a little more than usual in this video for these prompts, but I just felt moved by them, inspired by them. I really feel that they are very in tune, very aligned with what so many of us are being called towards and really feeling into at this time. And it's a really, really beautiful new moon to work with, especially as we're transitioning into a new season, especially as we're progressing closer and closer into the eclipse seasons that are coming up, I believe, in November. So feel into everything, y'all. I pray that these prompts really gift you clarity, comfort, confidence in some way, shape, or form. I thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Peace, love, so much love and gratitude. Bye.